Hello, how are you all? And today in my channel, I want to talk some practical things about the depression. Depression is something that is very common in our world today. Some years ago, depression was a sickness for elderly people, aged ones. But today, depression is becoming a new disease to many people, including youth and even adolescents. So today, I will discuss with you about this depression as it is. I will talk about the causes of depression, and I will talk about also how to tackle the question of depression. So welcome and give me your time so we can see things together. Then stress can be caused by many things, many factors. So many things can cause stress in this world, and this stress leads to depression. The way of changing makes people run here and there, and at the end of the day they find that they've done nothing. There are people with multi-purposes to be done, but they find themselves that they've done nothing. So this also can cause a person to start getting stress. Also, the deadlines, at work, maybe you have got this work and that way you need to pay your accounts. So how do you pay if you don't have work? So people are finding work here and there, but unfortunately there are a lot of work to be done, and there are deadlines, and you find that you have not done nothing. Then people start to get stressed. But also even at the school, maybe professors are giving a lot of works, and the student get himself is lagging behind, so he becomes confused, and this causes stress, and it happens that it can fall to depression. And also a lot of willings. Many people are having willing to do this and that and that. Maybe sometime at the same time, you will to build a house, you will to buy a car, you will to do this and that, and you find that maybe you don't have capacity to buy those things. So this also can cause you to be stressed. So the frequent way of getting stress, if you get stressed today and tomorrow and the other day, then this can get you falling into depression, especially about the happenings and what's not happening. And also there's this problem of losing self-esteem. What do I do in this world? I'm nothing. You see, you feel yourself like you are just nobody, and then you start to lose your identity. You start to feel like you are nothing, you are nobody. You find yourself like rubbish sometimes. So you start to lose your self-esteem. So this also can lead you to stress, and eventually you fall into depression. Like sometimes because of the work we are doing here and there, running, especially those people who are living in big cities like London, like Sao Paulo, and the other cities that I know. So you find there are a lot of things they have to run here and there. So sometimes the brain itself gets tired, and this also can lead to stress, eventually to depression. But also there are things like relationship. You see, you have got a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but it happens that this girlfriend cheats on you or doing something that you don't even imagine. Then you start to get stressed. Then with time, the prolonged way of getting stressed, then it leads you eventually to get depression. So there are a lot of other things. I will give you at the end of this topic example of another young man that fell into depression, when I was in Cascavel in Brazil, that time of the year, some 5 or 6 years ago. So when you fall in danger, maybe you face something that maybe somebody is threatening you about your life, and you know that you can lose your life and other things. Also, this also can lead you to depression, or you feel like you are abnormal. Sometimes there are people, they even feel that they are not normal in their own body. You see, sometimes they find that their body is not the way it should be. Maybe you feel that it's ugly, or maybe it's too much colored, or it's white, or it's black. These things are different. It depends with the people. When somebody feels like to be black is something good, other person can feel that to be black is cast, is not good. So also he starts to stress himself with the appearance, and sometimes he can start to look ways to get away from these things like appearance. He start to use some maquillages so that to become different. So when he's doing these makeups to think that he can change, and then unfortunately instead of changing, things can get worse. They go to some advisors who can get, instead of giving them the good things or good even good things to change his face, the makeups, then you find that the makeup get worse. So this man, this lady can become stressed, in a constant state of stress. It bears depression. So we have to accept ourselves, what we are. We have to like our bodies. We find somebody is too fat, and then find if I could be a little bit thinner, it would be better. And somebody could be very thin and say, but I should be at least fat. You see, as I said in the beginning, that we have to learn to accept ourselves. If we think that our bodies are not the way they should be, then we are wrong, and we are in the way to get stressed and eventually to get depression. So you see your body just the way it is. God created you the same way you are, and you are good the way you are. If you are black, be happy to be black. If you are white, be happy to be white. If you are thin, be happy to be what you are. If something is wrong, the difference is when you are thin because you are sick or you don't have enough nutrients. But if you are thin reasonably, be happy also. You find the other boys, even when I go to beach, I like going to beach. Then I find some boys, they are trying to not to show their body because they are afraid. I'm too thin. People think that I'm whatever. You see, the biggest problem is to put the thoughts of other people into yours, or be it or the contrary. You think that people think that I'm not good. So those you are thinking, you put it in others, and then you feel it like it's addressed to you yourself, and then you find yourself out of space. So this also can cause stress. I want to be a little bit fatter, and then you try to do exercise day and night so that you become at least fat with a big chest and other things, but things are not happening. The other use that they want to have big hair, but their body are not made to have big hair, so they become also stressed. So many people are asking me, what kind of people can get depression? The reality is, everybody can be a victim of depression. Today, depression is common among the artists, the politicians, children, adolescents, students especially, even people who are in a good relationship, they can be depressed. So depression is something very crazy, because something which can cause depression in one person can give a positive result to other person. So that's why today we have to see these things and to analyze, to see what should be done and how to act, so that to avoid this depression. You can find even the most rich people, they get hung. The richest people are committing suicide. And you ask why? Because they are depressed. Not because they are poor. No, because they got lot of money, lot of cash. Yet they commit suicide. And you find that a person that is very poor without a lot of things, he doesn't have any depression. So you can wonder this world, how it treats people. So I welcome you to see these things together. Starting with people who are employed, there are a lot of things that they bring stress. Today, stress is almost a common word. Today I'm very much stressed. You see, so if somebody is stressed today and tomorrow, this constant state of being stressed can cause depression. This world of many things happening. You see, somebody is to run here and there, especially in big cities. You see, and these deadlines. You see, a worker have got some deadlines. You have to pay your bills. So you have to pay here, you have to pay there. So this requires you to work a lot so that you pay your daily bills. So it happens that as you have to pay bills, you have to apply to many places for work. So sometimes they give you deadlines. You have to finish up this within a week, and then you don't have enough time to finish within a week, and you get yourself stressed. Or even at school, some teachers give a lot of work so that a student becomes also stressed. This here and there, so it becomes stressed, and this constant state of being stressed, then it brings you to depression easily. Sometimes even an adolescent can lose his self-esteem. You feel like, but what am I doing at last? Yeah, stress sometimes is not always bad. Sometimes stress is good. It's because when you are stressed, then your body can react. You see? So the bad thing is when you are in a constant state of stress. You see, like when you are driving a car, you are in danger, suddenly you stop up, you break up. So when you break, your body reacts suddenly and you break up suddenly, then you discover there was a kid was passing in your front, in front. So you stop the car. You see, so stress as it has to react in emergency cases. You see, when your body feels like you are abnormal, you see, your body gives you an immediate solution to accompany the situation you are, to release you from danger. So stress also is good. This way you are protected and you get force and energy. Example, when you drive, as I said, or it happens also maybe you meet a lion like in front of you, then what you do, the stress will help you to jump up and to start running, you see. Or if you see something that is threatening, you react immediately. So this is a part of stress that we get through our lives normally. So this stress itself is not bad as it is. Only that when you are in a frequent state of stress, then you are in danger. Or when a student has to present his work before the judges, the students, so sometimes you become stressed because you have to work out, what should I do? Then you have to study hard, then you have to put some memories so that you perform well in your activity. So stress as it is not so bad. It depends with a person how he handles his stresses, because it gives you a chance to prepare well. Or even players, they know that tomorrow we are going to play against this team, so you have to prepare ourselves. So you become stressed, but in a positive way, that you prepare yourself to face the other team, the rival, so that you win the game. Yeah, so the causes of stress also can be good things. Not everything that brings you stress is bad by itself. Like when you are about to get married, when you are about to build a house, when you are about to enter into a relationship, sometimes you get stressed. You see, so not everything that brings stress is a bad thing. Sometimes even a promotion at school can bring you stress. Sometimes even a promotion at work, you are becoming a CEO, for example. You become stressed. Yeah, but how am I going to perform this? So again, this can give you enough time to prepare yourself to be a good CEO. Also, for the students, sometimes they can think that they can win a scholarship. They're going to study in the US, maybe in Harvard University. Then you start to ask, what do I have to do? Maybe you have to prepare enough material, prepare your brain so that you are going to such an important university. So not everything that brings stress is bad thing by itself. So stressors can be good or bad. Stressors bring you a new environment or new opportunities that sometimes it can make you faint or can make you happy. So it makes you think about it, how to fight the cause, or how to receive the news. So it also depends. Stress can be due to your internal posture of your own body. Sometimes it can build you your body become worried about something that is happening inside you or even outside you, or even it can be negative thoughts of yourself. So stress it all depends on how you take it yourself. You see, it all depends with your mind how you tackle the question of stress. You see, the same thing you are scared can be interesting to another person. I can give you an example, like driving. I like driving. I can drive from one region to the other and happily, even though there are a lot of traffic jam, but I feel proud. I feel positive on driving. But somebody can feel very awkward. How am I going to tackle this question of driving? Then it can get stressed. So it all depends. As I said, they are up. Sometimes even my own body, I can feel that I'm too ugly. But somebody can love me the way I am, with my way I appear. Somebody can love me, and at the same time the other one can dismiss me. So it all depends with my way of perceiving things. So it depends on my mind. Then changes of life can cause also depression, like the one who is finishing school now is going to work, then it's now maybe was given money by the parents, by the government, now he has to work on his own to get money. So this also can be a source of stress. You see, sometimes a new boss can cause you feel down, you see, or a student get into a hard time, maybe at school. You find this, I'm studying at school, and then maybe my friends, my fellow have a lot of money, but myself I don't have any money. Or sometimes it can happen, maybe teachers can treat me bad, so I feel it bad to go to school. Sometimes even you can feel negative. You know, there are people are thinking negative in everything. I can't be that, I can't do that, I can't do that. Even these things that are possible, it makes things to appear negative. You see, sometimes we used to put our own way of thinking into others people, and we think that people think that way about us. So sometimes also the characteristic of loving impossible things. You know that you can't afford to buy a Mercedes Benz, and then you become stressed because you don't have Mercedes Benz. You know, you have to live your own life, to be exaggerative in perfection. You know, there are people who are very exaggerative. They want to see people perfect. At the same time also they want themselves to be perfect. These things also can lead to depression. Not to accept advice also can lead to depression. You don't accept the advice of nobody. You see, you have to accept the advice from people. Yes. And also you have to accept your current situation. You see, a person can be, maybe he got the accident, and maybe he had to be amputated a leg or something from his body. Then he is feeling that I'm awkward, I can't go out, I can't do this because I don't have one leg, or because my face maybe went bad because of the accident. So you feel like you are nobody. You feel bad. You feel like everybody is laughing at you. So this also can cause stress, eventually this depression. So you have to think positive of yourself, and you have to fight for being better. You see, there are people also who are fighting with their friends. You see, even when they are driving, you find them on the way, you find them very stressed on the road. You see, so if the stress is prolonged too much, can lead to serious situation like depression. You see, so you are stressed today, tomorrow, and the other day. Then this continuous, frequent stress, they can lead you into depression. In the mind that depression is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It can lead into serious diseases like blood pressure or even stroke. You see, a person has a stroke because of the depression. They also say it can also lead to sterility or getting old soon, especially when you are depressed. So these are the symptoms of depression. First of all, you become sleepless. You see, you don't get sleep at night. Also, you have capacity to concentrate. Your capacity to concentrate diminish. You find that you can't concentrate on anything. You lose the appetite. You get even some other food relating diseases like ulcers. And the other symptoms like separating oneself from the others. Yeah, and sometimes you find you are afraid of your own shadow and you negate yourself. So here I'll give some suggestion to a solution. Then the solution is easy. Try to perform better things first. You see, if you know that you can't drive, at least take a bike and ride a bike. Enjoy riding a bike. I remember when I was in Sao Paulo, the first time I failed to get my driving license, and I know it was not my mistake, it was my invigilator that caused me to miss the driving license the first attempt, because they wanted me to give him a lot of money extra for the classes. I was in Cascavel. Then I became very angry with this invigilator, and I said that I'm not going to learn more about this driving. I said I want to continue doing classes. Then I took pleasure riding a bike. I used to go with a bike to school and to other places, and I was enjoying, you see. So I tried to go away from the problem, and when I changed the place to Sao Paulo, then I developed again the interest, and I went to school, and then immediately I passed the first attempt to driving. So you don't have to accept the stress. You perform things that you feel better for you. So don't accept to be overwhelmed with ideas, with other things that you wanted. Then those you can afford, you do first. Then you can be happy and you can be strong. Another thing is that you have to be social. You try the way to mix with other people. Don't stay idle. I'm alone, I'm lonely. No, don't accept this vocabulary. You try to fight for the better future of yourself. So learn how to handle stress. You don't only have to take medicine. I'll tell you soon the story of the other young man that he was stressed. Don't learn to take medicine. So find means of doing things that make you better. You see, if it's the school, find school that will be better for you. Find things that will be interesting for you. If you like to play with YouTube, play with YouTube and make friends with that. Don't find things that are difficult for you, that will not give you good time. See, so these are the way you can fight esteem. Then the last part, I'll tell you about my personal experience with youth when I was working in Cascavel in Paraná of Brazil in the year 2013. I had a youth called it was called Leandro. So this last part will not be included in this clip. So I ask you, if you are interested to know how was the case with Leandro, you get me in the next episode. So I ask you also to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get connected and see how this practical part was done. So I'm expecting you to meet you in my next episode about the depression. Thank you very much for being with me, for giving me your time, and hope to meet you some other time. It's Eradius from Tanzania. Until next time, goodbye.